my goal this week was to perfect a strategy that I had been recognizing the last few days or over the weekend, and implement that strategy into my trading. I did some back testing on Monday and Tuesday, as I've spoken about, and I have like 6 weeks worth of back testing trades to go off of, and I like the results. So my goal was to take trades exactly like the trades in my back testing. As you all know, that is so freaking hard to do because live and back testing are two totally different things. So that's really what I've been focusing on. That's why I'm not taking partials. That's why I'm holding these trades super long. Because I hold the trades long when I back test, because you can just skip through hours worth of waiting in a second. And I don't take partials when I'm doing my back testing. So until I see results like I'm seeing in my back testing, until I see those results live, I'm not going to change what I'm doing. I'm going to take one trade in the morning, one trade in the afternoon, and wait for the market to hit my profit target or let it stop me out, no matter how long that takes. With the caveat of, in the morning, I typically will, when I back test, I typically would kill it before lunch, and then in the afternoon, I will typically kill it right at the end of the day, because I'm not going to hold after hours. That's not what I'm doing when I back test, so that's what I'm not going to do live. And I'm not going to hold a morning trade until the afternoon, because the lunch is a new session and a new setup for me in the afternoon, so I need to kill that before the lunch session starts. So with that said, today was the very first day where I took 2 trades, and both of them were exactly the trades that I would take when I back test. And you'll get to see that. One was a loser, one was a winner. Obviously, I don't like taking a losing trade, and my winner, I didn't get my profit target because it was the end of the day and the market just wasn't going to get there, so we had to kill it. However, I held on to that for an hour and 40 minutes, which is absolutely insane for anyone who's been watching me, because I don't do that. But this week, that's what I've been focusing on, and I'm hyper focused on taking exactly the same trades as I take when I back test, because if I can, we will do this. And then once we do that, we scale up, and we're there. We're doing it. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. Anyone who's new, we are trading on an Apex funded account, and then using the Tradervue group trading to copy trades over to another evaluation account, which, by the way, was so close to failing today. So I had to scale down a little bit to only do one contract on that account. And if you're interested in signing up for a prop firm, Apex has 90% off right now, which is absolutely crazy, especially considering it only takes 7 days to pass accounts. And 90% off is a pretty good deal, which I believe it's until July 6th. So if you're interested, click that link in the description. That would be awesome. Besides that, enjoy the trades, and we'll see you all on Friday. All right, so far, we're working towards a setup. We've got our sell side marked out from the London session. We have our buy side marked out from the London session. And then I ignore price movement prior to 9:30. From 9:30 and on, I want to see one side get traded above or below, which we're trading below. And then after 10 is when, for this setup, I would look for a bullish fair value gap on the 2-minute, and we will get in on that. And when we get in, we target right below buy side, just in case we don't quite get up in there. And that's what I back tested 6 weeks worth of that, and that's all I was doing in the mornings. And then, like we talked about, in the afternoons, doing the same thing with the lunch session. And that strategy was profitable. When I was back testing, I didn't pay any attention to what what was happening on 5 minutes, 15-minute charts the day before, the weeks. Maybe it could have been more profitable. Maybe I could have taken some trades based on ICT's principles, but I'm trying to make this like as simple as possible. One of my problems that I know I'm struggling with ICT is like, yeah, you can point this stuff out all day after the fact, but during it requires a lot of discretion, and it's like your opinion on what the market's doing. After the fact, it's super easy to say, yeah, this was a fair value gap that we treated as support or whatever, but I had a hard time, or was having a hard time. I had success sometimes. Other times I was just completely wrong, and I'm struggling with that. So I started paying attention to these ranges, the London range and the lunch range. And then I'm like, well, that seems like we could make like a little strategy out of that. And since I back tested, I'm okay with doing that. Also, I'm pretty sure after looking at my notes from some past trades when I'm testing, pretty sure that trade I took yesterday, I don't think I would have taken that in back testing, because we were inside the range for the lunch and I got in on a move that was still inside the range. We never took out sell side. We never traded outside of the lows. And that's what I need to happen first. I need to trade outside of a low or outside of a high and then a fair value gap to form. I didn't do that. In the moment, I kind of thought that I needed that to happen, but I was like, I feel like when I test, sometimes I still take the setup, even if we haven't traded outside of the range. But when I went back and looked at my notes from some back testing days, I saw some days where I skipped completely and there was no trade, and I wrote down never took out liquidity. So we never traded outside of a range. So my mistake. I'm not upset I took that trade. The trade went 40 points in profit. If I was doing like a strict 1-to-1 or a 1-to-1.5 like risk to reward ratio, we could have been profitable. I mean, this strategy, I'm targeting the opposite side of the range. So, and it also like taught me that I can hold on. That trade was an hour and a half. I can do it, and I did it. So I feel like I kind of have that out of my system, and now I can start holding on to trades better. But as you can see here, this is where I've been keeping track of my back testing. So I went back to May 15th. I think that's the furthest I could go on the 2-minute chart with TradingView. And then this column's the date. This column is like the AM or the PM session. This column is the amount of points I was risking on the trade. And then this column is the P&L of points on the trade. So if it was a losing trade, it's a negative number. And then I was keeping track of the minutes just to get an average of how long I need to hold, and then any notes. And there's some days where I didn't trade at all, and it says liquidity was already taken out by 10. So by 10 a.m., so between 9:30 and 10 a.m., so between 9:30 and 10, that means that we already would have traded below and above. So then then I'd have to look other places to figure out a trade to get in. So I would just skip those days. There's some days where there was just nothing. There was no setup, or we just traded below and kept going down, or traded above and kept going up. And I mean, this has been pretty profitable in the back testing. So now I just need to practice exactly what I'm doing back testing moving forward, and hopefully we can get that. But you can see there's plenty of sessions where I'm skipping. I think I actually want to get in on this trade right here. We're going to buy on that fair value gap, and then we're targeting 160. and a sell down here. All right, so I connected my trading view so we can see over on this side. And then target probably like 160-ish. But yeah, there's plenty of days where I don't even trade. I mean, look at this week of June 12th through the 16th. Took 4 trades. These other days there was nothing there for me. Liquidity already taken out by 10. And that just those 4 trades was 230 points. That's plenty of points for me. I don't need 100, 200, 300 a day. Any amount of consistency, any amount of profitability can then just be scaled from there. If you're working on $50 a day with 1 micro, you go over to minis. Now you're at $500 on 1 mini, and you just scale that up. Now you add 2 minis, now you're at $1,000 a day. So we really just need to be working on consistency. This is definitely a setup I would have taken on my back testing, so this is fine that we're about to get stopped out right here. Damn. What the hell is this? Just at 10:06 in the morning, we're gonna have a 70 point drop. Like, I literally don't care that was a red trade. That was my setup, and that's what I back tested. It's okay. It's kind of stupid. We couldn't have done that like in the opposite direction. Oh well. That's all I got for the morning. We'll come back this afternoon. Oh, so when I was looking at the news, for today, I saw this and it said 2:30. I didn't even read the AM. I thought that meant 2:30 p.m. So that's why yesterday I was saying I wasn't going to trade this afternoon. But it says AM, so that's weird. But we will be trading this afternoon, and we'll come back later. That was my setup. I took it. Obviously, we didn't get it. So we come back for the lunch and try again. Well, we've got ourselves a setup forming here. This is closing in 15 seconds. Assuming this closes up here, we will have a fair value gap after taking out liquidity from the lunch side, and we will be targeting the buy side. This is exactly what I was doing in back testing. So assuming this closes up here, we now we look to get in. Buy down here. Selling there. Or our stop beneath those. Slow. And then we would be looking to take profits up around, we'll say beneath this candle right here. So 120, we'll do 125. 125. Good. I did have to go down to 4 contracts. We have 3 on our funded account and 1 on the eval. The eval's getting pretty close because that was only a 25K account and we were trading 3 micros on it. So, but not really worried too much about it. But if I can't do 1 more losing trade on it, or it will fail. So just scale it down to 1 contract while we build it back up. I'm gonna go ahead and get in. That was close enough for me. I should have put my buy up there. That's all good. Really targeting this high, but We can take if we get close to that one. Now we wait. And I was muted. This has been a ride. I think we have 7 minutes left until market closes. I don't want to hold past 4 p.m. Eastern. So if this doesn't hit one of these targets, then we will close it at 4. That's what I was doing when I was back testing. When we had moves like this, we just killed it right at 4, right before 4. But we'll see what happens. We could come back up to 100. I may take that. Got 3.5 minutes. Just take that. It's close enough. That took absolutely forever. We have a little over 2 minutes left. In back testing, I would have killed it around this time, so we played this trade exactly like what I do when I back test, and that's what I'm trying to replicate, because in the last 6 weeks we were profitable. So I just need to do that moving forward and see how kind of want to see how this plays out the next 2 minutes. We made a whole $25 today, but it's better than giving back. It's almost a 2-hour long trade. Not, in my opinion, it's not really worth it for the amount of points we got, but if it works, it works, and we'll just leave it alone. And if we have to sit through some long trades, we just set them and forget them and let the market decide the outcome. That first one was 3 minutes. I was so quick to be so wrong. Hopefully you guys did good today. Let me know how you all did. Talk to you guys in the comments, and thanks for watching as always.